Hey folks, how's everybody doing? Happy Saturday to you. Listening to some Boards of Canada. No, I don't have any vinyl Boards of Canada. That stuff is expensive as hell. And I was late to their game, so I didn't buy their records. Today I want to, again, I gotta thank everyone for, just thank you for your energy. Thanks for your comments yesterday. I watch my videos back usually because I'm always trying to make a point. I'm usually trying to say something, and sometimes I look back and say like, oh, I lost track. The gist of this idea that I'm going to work on with the artist residency is to try and reconnect North Omaha to the rest of the city, especially through the arts. The history of what happened in North Omaha musically is amazing, and it's like it's cut off from the rest of the city. And because of some of the, due to the everything going back to the 60s and the civil rights activities here in Omaha, and the riots and stuff, the city at large at proper has left North Omaha basically to rot. So that's my idea, is to try to shine a light on the reality of what the legacy of Black Omaha has brought to the state, and to somehow make a connection between that legacy and Omaha and Nebraska's current music scene, which on the surface looks predominantly white, but that's beside the point, isn't it? It's not about color, but speaking about it in that sense because of history. Something else I want to do right quick this morning is I want to shamelessly self-promote something. I've talked about this before, but so many videos ago, it'll be like I never talked about it before. Besides music, something that I endeavor to get involved in is a bit of film work. I've always been interested in film. I'm not a big film buff like people who collect films and watch a lot of films. I don't. I have at times. I can appreciate good film, but anyway, that's another connection between me and Nick Fackler, the main cat in Dreama and in Icky Blossoms. When I met Nick, he was all about making movies, and he was making video, but he was also into music. And when I met him, he said, I'm going to make this movie. And it finally did. It took him almost 5 years from the point that I met him to make the movie, but this is it, Lovely Still. On my Facebook account right now, my pictures that are up are pictures of me with Martin Landau, and there was a picture up with Ellen Burstyn, the two Academy Award winning actors from this movie, who I got to work with. It was quite an intense experience. It was a real neat learning experience, and this movie is really decent. It's not a great movie, but it's not bad. And I encourage any of you that like movies, especially now, this movie has a Christmas theme to it. It's not a Christmas movie, but it is a Christmas movie. That's also that's also why Nick is doing a screening of it tonight with the question and answer. Because there is a Christmas under theme to this whole movie. This is the perfect time to see it, is at Christmas time. So yeah, you can get this on Netflix. It's available like any other movie. Lovely Still. I started out, I'm the wardrobe supervisor in the movie. I had never done it before. I started out as the wardrobe assistant and then moved up to wardrobe supervisor number 2. I learned a lot in a short amount. You don't see my face, but I'm also in the movie, and my car is in the movie too, which I think is kind of cool. My car is a beat up piece of shit. And I'll just tell you that, and you'll probably spot the car. I'm still driving the car. I just, I'm honest when I tell you I'm not materialistic. I am not into that phony, fake show shit. Oh, look at my fancy car. I really hate that, actually. I'd rather impress you with my cool records. It's all the same, isn't it? With that in mind, my friend Frank was by last night. He wants to do a video, so in a couple days I think Frank will come by with some of his collection to show in a video. Frank is one of my longtime friends. But we were listening to music and I hauled out Fly by Yoko Ono. We didn't play it, but we talked about it. Something that we did play that was monstrously good. A couple things that we played last night that we listened to that were monstrously good. It was neat because it kind of Porcupine Tree kind of showed me why I like him so much, because I have talked about them being soulless. But this is not an album that applies to. Signify, we listened to this last night. Whoa! This has a whole lot going on. This is real good. Yeah, no lack of feeling, especially on the drums. Colin Maitland, the first drummer for Porcupine Tree, is on this. And he stomps. This is really good last night. Something else we listened to together because we saw them together was Ride. We saw Ride and Slowdive together. Like I said, Frank and I used to go to a lot of shows together. And boy, what a show. And we listened to this album together and it's like, wow. This is fantastic. It's just blisters from the beginning all the way through. Fantastic album. Really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed listening to this with Frank last night. We also listened to some Dereck Without Mercy. Just some gorgeous music. It's a shame that Vinnie Riley, who is Dereck, is having difficulty making ends meet right now. I think some fans have mounted a band, one of those deals where you try to collect money for people. He was actually on Facebook trying to sell personal items to make rent. That's pathetic. That's why I always get going about richness, you know. You know, the thieves and the robbers and the rapists and the murderers are the ones who are sitting at the table fat with all the riches. They don't deserve it. I'm not saying everyone that's rich is like that, but a lot are. That's the only way you can get it is to be ruthless. You don't deserve it, motherfuckers. Someone like Vinnie Riley, who makes some of the most gorgeous music I've ever heard in my life. He's got to try to sell items just to make rent. This world sucks. Last thing I'll do in this video is just show some of my DVDs. I don't really collect like some folks, but I have DVDs. Mostly music. The first one on the stack is one that Chris JC68 Astral Traveler gave to me. Notice Chris is gone again. Folks, don't worry about it. Chris has got to be Chris, you know. He'll come and go as he needs to. But he gave this to me. Inside Out in the Open, the story of MPS Records. Amazing. Actually, this one is about free jazz. He gave me one about MPS Records too. This is excellent. A very, very poignant interview with Marion Brown is on here. That reminds me to say, Jeff Glowing Cabbage, if you happen to see this, thank you very much. I did watch the Bobby Praveet Skerrick, and those guys are blowing. I love stuff like that. Yeah, they're just going for it. Very intense. Just going for the moment. Jimi Hendrix Experience. I forget which one this one is, but the one that I have that is really excellent is Jimi Hendrix Band of Gypsies with my homeboy Buddy Miles on drums. Here's one I gotta find some kind of way to cover this. But this is a kind of a documentary about Fred Frith. Step Across the Border. This is real good. We just saw one great guitarist, Jimi Hendrix. Here's another great guitarist that you need to know about. In my mind, do I put Fred Frith in the same league as Jimi Hendrix in my personal book? Yes. That's a bold statement, but I'm standing by it, people. Fred Frith is truly an original voice when it comes to the guitar. Very original, very prolific, very original, very intense, very original. Too much for the average listener. Yeah, I'm going to put it like that. Too much for you average people, you know. Yeah, that's in there, people. Maybe whether it's right or wrong, that little bit of venom is in there, and I'm going to acknowledge it. You know, get tired of mediocrity and banality and having to dumb everything down because so many people are just, you know, intelligence is wide, but so many people appear to have such limited intelligence, and you need intelligence to perceive a lot of this stuff that I try to tell you about. No put down, just information. Sonic Youth. Corporate Ghost? Yeah, the videos, 1990 to 2002. I love me some Sonic Youth. Seen about 4 or 5 times. They're great. Met Steve Shelley, the drummer. Great guy. Most gigantic lying mouth of all time, Radiohead. For a while on their website, they had these TV shows or whatever you want to call them, and then in a limited edition they put this out, all the shows. This is really good. Excuse me. King Crimson, Deja Vu, live, double-sided DVD. Cracked Actor, tour film, David Bowie, 1974. This is a boot, but it's fantastic. Bjork, which one is this? This is something live, I think. Live at Cambridge, yeah. Massive Attack, 11 promos. This one came with where it was completely blank, and what you had to do was you had to go to a website and print out one of the covers. Bowie, a reality tour. This is the tour I finally got to see him on. The reality tour. It was excellent. Glad I got to see Bowie. Herbie Hancock, Future to Future. This is fantastic. I say that word a lot. This is wonderful. I don't know what else to say. The Miles Davis story. Find out about this man. Eugene Chadbourne, Jimmy Carl Black, Jack and Jim. Second time I met Jimmy Carl Black was when he was playing with Eugene Chadbourne. Actually, it was the second time I met both of them. It was a great show. Really great guys. Here's a goth compilation. Double disc. It's got everyone from Clock DVA to Fetus, Pigface, Throbbing Gristle, Killing Joke, Christian Death, Nick Turner. Yeah, my boy Rick Agnew is on here. Am I still in touch with Rick? Sure am. Do we hope something happens again? Do we still hope to play next year? Yeah, we do. Haima by Sigur Rós. Haima. This is wonderful. Derek Bailey, playing for Friends on 5th Street. Whew. Another brilliant guitar player that is just too much for most people. A true pioneer. Super Silent, once again. Oh man, this is a live DVD. Whew. Super Silent. Wow. Talk about improvisation taken to a whole new level. Something else that John Coltrane 68 gave me was this Van der Graaf Generator God Bluff Live DVD. Sometimes I feel I'm not worthy. Thank you so much. Curved Air DVD. I've got a bunch more, but the last one I brought out to show is Opeth, the Loyal Disharmonic Orchestra. This is good. Nice package too. So I'll go back to the beginning where I showed and encourage people to check out, find out about Nick Fackler, my buddy. Oh, also I grabbed this too because it's so good. Meshuggah Alive. I love Meshuggah. I really do. But check this movie out, guys. It's a good movie. Tell me what you think once you watch it. Lovely Still. My name's in the credits at the end. Watch it. Oh, on the soundtrack features Sun Ambulance, Damon and Naomi, Tully on the Wall. Connor wrote a song for this. Some other folks I've forgotten. Some other good stuff is on here. Lovely Still, guys. Check it out. Seriously. You know, yeah. Shameless promotion. That's what I'm doing right now, because when you do things, the only way to tell people is to tell them, you know. I don't have a budget for ads. Here we are. It's the 22nd. Come what may.